Hello and welcome to your detailed update report on the latest real estate market trends for Dufferin County and surrounding areas from November 2023. Now this episode is going to include a breakdown of Orangeville and Shelburne, Ontario, and we're going to look at the county as a whole, getting a high-level overview, breaking down where we stand compared to last month and last year. And to be honest, I bet you're going to be just as surprised as I am at the results. Plus, make sure you stick around till the end of this video because I have some big news to tell you about changes to the buying and selling process here in Ontario, and I'm going to talk about how they will affect you directly. Okay, jumping in, let's take a look at what type of market we're currently sitting in for each area. Starting with Orangeville, in November, the months of inventory dropped from 4.5 months to 2 months, and this pushed us into a seller's market. In Shelburne, we saw a similar trend with a decline in the months of inventory, going from 15 down to 10.7. This still has Shelburne in a pretty strong buyer's market, but it is a good shove towards a more balanced market for sure. When looking at Dufferin County as a whole, again, we saw pretty much the same thing with months of inventory dropping from some 7.6 down to 4.7, indicating that overall Dufferin sits in a pretty balanced market. Moving on to average price. The average price for Orangeville, which includes all types of residential homes from condo to freehold, did drop 3% from October to an average of $784,578. Seems a little discouraging, but when we look at it compared to this time last year, we're actually up 7%. Shelburne saw an increase from October of $775, $714, which is a 1.25% year over year, while Dufferin County saw a pretty big dip at 7.9% month over month, bringing the average to $925,663. But again, when we take a look compared to last year, Dufferin's actually up 10%. List to sale price ratio for Orangeville and Shelburne, both sitting at 97%. Now, this means that on average, buyers were able to negotiate 3% off the list price during negotiations. And Dufferin isn't too far behind at 96%. Overall, each location experienced a 1% decrease from October, but we're on par for what we experienced this time last year. Days on market give you a really good indication at how long it may take for your home to sell. Now, Orangeville did take a pretty big jump from 17 days in October to an average of 31 days in November. But in my opinion, this is actually giving us a much better representation for what we've been seeing on the ground. In Shelburne, things remain pretty close to October, going from 35 to 37, and Dufferin jumped from 28 days to 36 days. So across the board, we've seen an increase both month over month and year over year. But again, I'm really happy to see that these numbers are finally painting an accurate picture for you. Okay, let's talk interest rates. Now, I've been told recently that fixed rates have in some situations taken a slight dip. Yay! So if you've been shopping around for a new property, now could be a really great time for you. Just make sure you go and renew your pre-approval to lock in that current rate. Currently, after the rate hold announced by the Bank of Canada last Wednesday, rates are now sitting between 4.99 to 6.9, depending where you're sitting, whether it's A side, B side, or private. So overall, things are stabilizing, that's for sure. But what we did see that was super unexpected was an increase of sales across every area of the county, combined with a decline in new listings. Dufferin saw 37% increase compared to October in sales, Orangeville 68% with a total of 37 sales, and Shelburne, although slight, still did see an increase of 16% to 7 sales. Clearly, buyer confidence is coming back after 3 rate holds in a row and lower, more stable prices. Now, remember at the beginning I said there was something really important I wanted to mention. That's the introduction of TRESA 2002, Trust in Real Estate Services Act, and features some huge changes which have been implemented to improve both client and agent trust and transparency. Sounds great, right? But there is a lot to unpack in these changes. Realtors now have to provide every potential client with something called a Consumer Information Guide brought forward from the Real Estate Council of Ontario. One of the biggest and most clearly impactful is the introduction of what we're now calling self-represented parties. So basically, we as realtors can no longer assist a buyer or a seller until it's clearly laid out in writing what type of agency you're looking for. And also that in order to see any properties, this one's for you buyers, you will need to sign an agreement one way or another beforehand, or no showings for you. You can sign a buyer rep agreement, which gives the realtor permission to educate and represent you. And you can do this either one property at a time or a blanket agreement, of course, if you like, know, and trust the agent that you are working with. The alternative is you can choose to be a self-represented party. But be warned that this means that the realtor is now by law not allowed to discuss any details about properties, help you with offers, or even write an offer for you. So as you can see, some of these new regulations are extremely impactful and are really going to change the way we're used to trading in real estate. Buyers, you need to familiarize yourself with these changes and what the pros and cons are on each side. So if you would like more information about this and other changes, go to aria.com/Tressa, or you can shoot me an email to hello@realtorjclement.ca and I'll send you a copy of the info guide, no strings attached. As always, if you're thinking of selling and you would like an accurate market evaluation, or if you're thinking of buying and want to know where the best opportunities are, you can always request a free no obligation market evaluation or book a call with me to have a no pressure convo about your options. You know I'll always just give you an honest analysis so you're informed and make the best decisions that's right for you based on your unique situation. So if you feel that's something that'd be helpful, just click the link in the caption below and we can set it up. Otherwise, feel free to check out my other videos, and of course, I'll be back next month with an updated market report.